Roberts.
Thank you, and thank you to Senator Pocock for raising this issue. Australia desperately needs housing and population policies that work for Australians. The Labor government has no coherent nor practical policy. Both cheeks of the Liberal-Labor uni-party have been implementing massive immigration, and it's essentially open the floodgates to arrivals no matter how many Australians are made homeless. We need a policy that does the opposite and puts Australians first. Australia just hit a record level of temporary visa holders. Excluding tourists and other short-stay visitors, temporary visa holders in the country now number 2.43 million people. This blows the previous record of 1.9 million out of the water. That's up to 1 million extra houses needed for these people. 680,000 of these are international students, another record. This is putting untold pressure on the housing crisis. When the borders were closed during COVID, nearly all suburbs close to universities experienced higher rental vacancy rates. That means when international students couldn't come into the country, there were more homes available for Australians. Now, who would have thought that? The truth is some universities and private vocational education training providers are completely abusing the system. A student visa is more often seen as a backdoor way to get working rights in Australia and eventually stay here forever. Hundreds of thousands of people on temporary student visas end up illegally working full-time hours and sending the money back to their home country. Personal remittance flows out of Australia almost perfectly correlate with the number of student visas holders in the country. On the latest figures in 2023, the transfer out of Australia hit a record $11 billion out of the country. We can only assume that since then it's increased. A particular lie is peddled in this debate. That lie is international students are one of Australia's largest exports at $48 billion a year. That figure assumes an international student arrives here on day one with all their money for course fees, rent, food, transport bills and other spending already saved in the bank account. In reality, most students end up working here for the money to support themselves and send the remainder back home. The claim that international students are one of the biggest exports is simply not true because it does not align with reality. Until housing and infrastructure catch up, One Nation will drop net immigration to zero.